He ended up giving to me for free a Mercedes 190e Cosworth. Okay, my name is Anderson Dick. I'm here to tell some of the stories about a Brazilian Formula One racer, which is very famous worldwide, but for us Brazilians it's very special. It's Ayrton Senna. Senna, which is also named the McLaren Senna. He had a very interesting story before even his championships in Formula One. In 1984, he was invited for a car release for Mercedes-Benz. At that time, nobody even know how Mercedes were so successful about inviting every world champion of the time to race a production car, a four-cylinder production car, and to release a product. So that was, they say, one of the highest marketing strategies, the best marketing strategies ever done. They didn't even pay money for them. They just gave each one the car. So they were releasing the 190e at the Cosworth version, which was the 2.3 liter 16 valve car. That car was to compete with the M3s, the BMW M3 at the time, and it was the first time Mercedes done a car that was kind of pace with BMW sports car. The interesting story is Ayrton Senna was not even a champion. He just had the first race at Formula 1 before that, and so he wasn't invited to that race. What happened was Emerson Fittipaldi, another Brazilian racer, could not attempt to that race, and they had to find an alternate. So somebody suggested, let's have that kid racing, and they invited him pretty much. There's more story behind, but they invited Senna to go there at that time. So he arrived, and people say that he was pretty much the only one with the mindset of racing. Everybody else was like trying to, okay, I'm probably getting this car, so let me not wreck this car and let's save it for after the race. But a few other racers like Niki Lauda and Alain Prost, they were not really playing. They were also willing to race. At a point that when Senna actually was testing, Lauda mentioned that Senna's car is probably faster than mine, or there's a difference, so they swapped cars. But at the race, Senna was in second place in the beginning, and Lauda first, and and Prost as well. They were all together, and actually happened that Senna won the race in a very aggressive driving style, which didn't make much friends at the race. But at the end of the race, Senna had a famous phrase. He said, "Now I know I can win." And that phrase was so important for him that in the next following years, he won 3 championships on Formula One over all those guys. And he made his name and his personality. So who knows Senna history knows that race was so important for his self-confidence, to know he could actually win the races. Then what I was thinking was like, once I decided what's my next project, I thought, let me do a Mercedes 190e in a tribute for Ayrton Senna. Since I'm Brazilian and since this represents so much for him, let me do a tribute for him. So I ended up getting a car, and that was a part of an interesting story because the same place I got the Ferrari, the 355, we beat together. The owner of that place actually was so excited about everything I'd done to the Ferrari, he ended up giving to me for free a Mercedes 190e Cosworth for this project. So I'm actually right now in the process of building. I bought like the Evo 2 body kit. Even the car Senna raced, it wasn't the Evo 2 body kit. I decided to do a newer, updated version of the tribute car. So I'm doing an Evo 2 body kit. I bought all those parts from Thailand, which is interesting enough. Thailand is a very common and very popular race car, the Mercedes 190 in Thailand. So I ordered a lot of parts from Germany, UK, and I'm trying to put together a package that will be very appealing in terms of a modern version of the old car. At the same time have the Senna tribute, and I think that's going to be a cool project and a different way of really saying good things about that guy Senna that made so much for the racers in the world and the people in the world. The good thing is like even below the 6 Mako paints they probably have, it was a great base vehicle. It was just overpainted over the years, crazy enough. Also, it didn't have the engine and transmission in place, But luckily enough, I had an engine and transmission, a Cosworth engine and transmission, they call dogleg, because a few weeks earlier, I had a friend, a Brazilian friend in Michigan that called me and say, hey, I have a friend here that has an engine and transmission. He's swapping into a 2JZ. Do you want to buy that? Say, oh yeah, sure, bring me that. So he brought to me that. So you open the engine, and the engine was like probably 10 years sitting with water inside. I actually got pistons, rods, and so I'm building the whole engine. I was going to do that anyway because my plan is to have like 500-600 horsepower. So I had the engine and transmission from one car, was going to do a 2JZ swap, and the body that was gave from that guy. The good thing is that the car wasn't sitting outside, it was sitting for 10 years inside. So there was no rust, they'd never been into an accident. So when we took the panels off and the fenders off, it was all straight, all sealed. So it was just like really roughly painted over the years. And interior is going to be like 2 race Recaro seats anyway, roll cage. So I have like carbon fiber side panels and all that. The thing will be still looking like a race car. I mean, it will be more like a race car than a street car. And so I think it should be fitting perfectly for the project. Yeah, and those cars, they are raising price really bad. I tried to buy Cosworth, not even an Evo, right? Evo 1 and Evo 2 are completely out of price budget, but Cosworth, regular Cosworth in US, in an average, it's $20,000 or up. So even if I'm spending 10 grand painting or more stuff, I'm still saving a lot of money and having a car that was built from the ground. So it will be really, I think I'm still okay on the budget. At least that's what I tell my wife, but
We'd like to thank Patrick Adair Designs for their support of the VINwiki channel this month. Patrick and his team make some of the most amazing rings out of the most exotic materials on Earth. They make rings out of superconductors and meteorites and stardust and all the things that you can imagine, including old parts from broken exotic cars. They've got over 20,000 customers, and Patrick decided to document his journey and the ways that he makes his rings and the cars that he enjoys on his own YouTube channel. So he's part of our YouTube family. He's coming by to tell some stories soon, but check him out at the link in the description below and use the code VINwiki for a 15% discount. Thank them for their support of the channel and find you an awesome ring.